Can silver realistically run up to 160 to $700? I think it absolutely can. Now, when that's going to happen is going to be another thing because when I'm talking about $700, yes, absolutely within the next 10 years, 20 years, for sure. I think that. Now, I dropped a post back on September 4th when silver was at $40.37. Before this was even on anybody's radar, I was telling people and warning them about this gigantic cup and handle and how I thought silver was getting ready to rip. And I do think that we could see price targets higher than $500, and silver at this time, when it was at $40, could deliver a 17x in returns. We're seeing all sorts of industrial demand, inflation hedges. We're seeing so much more use cases for silver. Now they're going to be putting silver into like batteries, and don't even get me started on all the data centers and things like that that'll use silver in boards and stuff like that. But I do think that there is a solid chance. Now, the one thing about silver is it is a slow moving, appreciating and depreciating asset, which traders love, right? In fact, from the 1980 high down to the 1991 low, that took us about 11 years to get there for it to find a bottom, right? And when it went on a rally from 1991, it went on a rally all the way to 2011, right? That's almost a 20-year run. We've seen silver from 2011 really retrace and into the coronavirus 2020 dip. Now, that took about 9 years, right? It might have happened a little bit later, but coronavirus might have just accelerated things. But what we have here is a gigantic, multi-decade cup and handle that is formed here. You could argue this is an ascending triangle because we are seeing the highs kind of peak here, and we're seeing these lows continue to get higher. So now the one way people can measure cup and handles, traders will routinely measure from the top of the cup down to the bottom of the cup, the bottom low, right? And so right here, we could maybe argue that if we stack this trend line towards the bottom of this low here and project upwards, I think that we could be seeing silver tag at least $165. Right now it's at 89. We just saw this thing run up to about 120. So I think that in due time, maybe come fall of 2027, once this price moves a little bit closer to the Ichimoku cloud, we could see that next leg come up on silver. But when we start to talk about where silver could go in like 10, 20 years out to maybe 2040, for example, I do think that we could be looking at some of these higher $700-ish numbers. And if we take this same trend line and stack it on top of the cup, that gives us like our utmost bull scenario case, right? So I think that silver could be gearing up to see $737. Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think in the next 10 years it probably could happen, maybe in the next 15 years. But this is going to be one of those multi-decade plays. If you're playing silver, it's going to be very fruitful for you down the road. Now, there is one more thing that I'd like to show you guys, and that's chartforecaster.com, which has an incredible track record at predicting when silver is getting ready to move. You see, Chart Forecaster predicts 9 days out in advance when the markets are going to move. And it also basically, once it predicts this, it doesn't change the date or time. And you can see how accurate this is. All these little points were made 9 days, 10 days out in advance. So the next move on silver is going to be March 11th, 4:30 a.m., which is going to be tomorrow, March 11th. And so we're going to be looking for volatility, a breakout or breakdown on silver at the opening bell tomorrow. So whenever we have predictions that fall outside market hours. We're looking for volatility at the next open. But you guys can see how well it predicts all of these highs and lows when the markets are gearing up to move down to a T. So chartforecaster.com, amazing. We've got stuff where you can scan. We got harmonic scanners that allow you to find trades within minutes. If you were to scan all of these manually for harmonic patterns, you did the top 100, it would take you over an hour and a half to do this. Now with Chart Forecaster, you can simply find potential trades very, very easily. Here's Netflix, for example. There is a bearish Gartley forming right now. So we might see a pump up into this zone and then a dump. But you guys can see how powerful a tool like Chart Forecaster is when it comes to finding you trades and saving you time. If that's not worth the $9.99 a month, I don't know what else is. That's my take on silver. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one.